In the year of 2012, Kirby was watching the outskirts of Wamba Island. And then, the two delinquents came and visited Kirby. They've asked if he was Crash Bandicoot or if he was the new master. Kirby replied and said no, because he has never met Crash or new master before. He asked why they're here. Kyoko explains that they were from Evil Academy, where he was being corrupted and desecrated by this evil law. They looked at each other after discussing, and then Asuka explains a little more about it, where Raspberry had left these two to help the new master. Kirby agreed to let them stay with him after making a call from Optimus Prime, where he has confirmed that there were the two allies for the rebellion against deception. Kirby has devised a plan to go inside the evil public school and to destroy the Dark Energon transportation. They must enter the school without being seen. There are two snipers, one of them much more skillful. The delinquents and Kirby have already set the plan to prepare for the next day so that they can get in and destroy the transport before it gets to Planet X. Next day, the sniper was ready. He was watching up top, and then Kirby and the delinquents are behind the gateway. Kirby prepares the hologram. Asuka feels nervous and scared of this moment, but Kyoko was not afraid. She was ready for the plan and knew everything that Kirby had set out. Then, he released the hologram. The sniper saw it and is about to snipe it down. But it remained there, and while they had the chance, Kirby and his friends made it into the school. Kirby and the delinquents have made it inside, and they've met the counselor, who was somehow idiotic. Until then, there was another Skrull warrior with a lieutenant rank, who was asking who the three heroes are. He led them into a dark room, and all of a sudden, this guest room was a trap. A Decepticon symbol showed up, and they were surprised it was an evil room. Dark Energon spikes have appeared as the Skrull warriors appear in every corner of the room. And then, at the third spike, there was a lieutenant, the one who led them into the guest room. And Tuma had appeared and has devised a plan to set them to another course. Kirby had insulted Tuma for his ignorance and arrogance, and then Tuma commanded his troops to destroy them. He has devised a new plan to relocate the transports to Jupiter and Saturn. Kirby and his friends have battled many Skrull warriors. There were tons of them, but they never backed down. Kirby and his allies have continued to fight. And then, after making a huge fight, Asuka was taken, and it became dark. They couldn't see a thing until they opened the door. Kyoko had to save her friend. She took the Jetrix and went out to search for her friend. But then the two evil Jetrixes had followed her. However, with the two of them against her, she was capable of stopping them. She destroyed them, and she has found the location where Asuka is taken captive, and has destroyed many of the Skrull warriors. The Skrull warriors were unprepared for Kyoko's presence. And after the fight against the Skrull, Asuka was freed at last. However, with this short-lived celebration, the Skakdai appeared, and was planning to destroy them both. But then, a big elite has killed them, who has killed the Skakdai. For it was the Arbiter before the one that has taken over, the good Arbiter. He has aided Kyoko. But then, there was a really big ship, the Daedrad's ship, and he has devised a plan to destroy. But then, an ally, nitrous oxide. He has decided to help the allies. After all, helping Crash Bandicoot in the Bionicle adventure was beneficial to him. And then, once they got inside the ship, they faced a Daedrad. His face was battle damaged and all but lost. But he, even with the very desecrated and destroyed body, he was capable of destroying his enemies. The Arbiter and Kyoko have fought him. Arbiter almost had the grasp of destroying him, but the Daedred was much faster and much more powerful than he ever was. Kyoko continued to fight against the evil Daedred, and suddenly, she slid her sword and cuts his hands off, and his purple sword is turned off. The Daedred, however, was making temptations to Kyoko, but she wouldn't bother following his lies. After the fight, they went back to the Oxide ship, and Kyoko appreciates all the help that she got from others.